I've not told this story, but I feel like this is the perfect podcast to tell it on, but I think you'll love this. I wasn't a particularly rock and roll kid, and then when I ran out of childhood, it was a bit like, oh God. I think that was the first time, actually, of like going, okay, let's go a bit rock and roll with this and do something for you. My first gig was an hour in a village hall. Yeah. I needed essentially that like kick up an arse to go do something that makes you feel in equal parts terrified and alive.
Yeah.
I think comedy is me doing now professionally what I learned to do as a kid, which is go, this is what I am, laugh about it rather than pretend it's not happening.
Were you using humour to deflect?
Oh
yeah.
It's deep.
It's deep, it's heavy, it's thought-provoking, really. Today's class clown has had a meteoric rise on the UK comedy scene. She won the So You Think You're Funny competition in 2017, earned a Best Newcomer nomination at the Edinburgh Fringe and was crowned Taskmaster Champion in 2025. I'm talking about the hilarious Maisie Adam. This was an incredibly fun conversation, and I loved listening to Maisie's journey to becoming a stand-up comedian. I think you're going to love it. Here's Class Clown. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. How long have you been doing stand-up now?
This will be 7 years. 7 years.
Wow.
Do you know this will be 8. Yeah, 2018
because
I started.
You've kind of done so much with your career. I thought it was a lot longer than that. That's amazing what you've done in 7 years. That's incredible.
Yeah, or 8 years. 2017, I won So You Think You're Funny. That was the first thing.
Nice. Yeah,
so that's
amazing.
9 years.
Well,
Slowly learning how bad I am at maths.
No, I think I thought it would have been over 10. I would have thought. Like,
oh, wow.
I thought there would have been a couple of years at the open mic level before you.
Yeah.
But you just went.
Yeah, silly, really.
Does it feel like that? Though?
Yeah, it did. It felt a quick rise, but I think I didn't do a lot of the kind of things that, and you'll know so much about this from like the open mic circuit is such a batshit place.
It's crazy.
And it's all like a multitude of advice from people who in any other walk of life wouldn't take advice from. And so I did a lot of things that were not the normal way.
In what way do you mean?
Well, in that, like, I think the traditional way is that you start on an open mic circuit doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. Yeah. My first gig was an hour in a village hall. Yeah. I wanted to try stand-up, Sean, because I was, like, at a real low point after coming back from drama school. I say uni, but it was drama school. I had no jobs going. I'd moved back in with my parents in this tiny village up north, like, doing rubbish jobs, had no real direction, desperate to kind of have some sort of creative thing going. Yeah, outlet. And there wasn't a lot of open mic comedy. Well, there was no open mic comedy
in your village.
In my village. No. The WI is not a thriving gig. And so I looked at where I could perform, and there was a literature festival happening in a town like half an hour away from me, 40 minutes away from me. And they'd put a call out for local performers. They were like, we're looking for, it was the Ilkley Literature Festival, and they were asking for local artists to do. And I remember the call out on the website was like, you could perform a play, you could perform spoken word, you could have an evening with your dance troupe. Like, they were basically like, anything, apply. Yeah. And I filled in going, stand-up comedy. And they replied going, Thursday, 16th of October, 7:30 till 8:30. And I didn't know that was weird because
that's extraordinary.
I didn't know how the open mic circuit worked. I just thought you started doing stand-up and did it again and again and again until you got better and better and better, which of course it is. That is it.
Well, yes.
All these rules about you've got to do 25-minute spots before you can graduate to 10 minutes. And everybody knows then when the people do 10 minutes, they're doing their 5 slowly. Or they're doing their 5 with a joke at the start and a joke at the end. And it's so silly. There's no right or wrong way.
I feel seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
do you know what? That's wonderful, because normally I kind of start talking to someone on here, like where it all began, where they grew up. But I feel like it's really nice that we've kind of started at the end. Yeah. Which is the beginning of your stand-up career. And now let's let's go back and
Let's
see
rewind.
how it... Yeah,
this is like the film. You're probably wondering how I got here. Yeah.
Exactly. So Village and Leeds, is that where you...
So it's a village called Pannell. It's on the outskirts of Harrogate on the Leeds side. It's small. It's lovely. It was really nice growing up there.
Same house for the whole time?
No, I lived in quite a few houses actually, but like spent most of my childhood in Pannell.
Right.
On the same street that both my grandparents lived on.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think that does for someone? Do you think there's a, because that sounds like idyllic to me.
Yeah, it was one. I thought I'd won the lottery when we moved there. I thought it was the best thing ever because we moved from a street where no one played out, like no one at all.
The whole of London. Today.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then I remember we moved to Pannell and like everybody was on their bikes after school and like just knocking on each other's doors, and there was a big field behind our house which everybody just like the school bus would drop us off and you'd go and get changed out of your uniform and then just go out onto the park and somebody would be there.
Yeah.
And you'd just hang out. So yeah, we lived at 97. My granny and grandpa were number 20 and my nana and grandpops were number 64. It was great.
Fantastic.
They lived opposite, my nana and grandpa, like the house opposite us.
Would you like call round?
Could like wave at my nana.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd call around all the time. I'd be doing a double dinners. I'd get off the bus stop, call in at my nana and grandpa's. They had a chocolate tin. I'd like my weight in chocolate and then go for dinner.
That's so sweet.
It was great. I loved it. I was really, really happy there. But it's also the kind of place where even when I go back now, it's still a really lovely village, but there's not a lot going on. And I really felt like as a kid I loved it. And then as I got older and older and older, it was like a sort of like the claustrophobia kicked in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think there's something about the village that has kind of had an effect on who you are today? Like, there are kind of attributes that come with people that grew up in villages.
100%. I say it all the time, but like everybody from all my mates that I grew up with in the village, like we all love this country because it's so representative.
Phenomenal
and I think
sitcom.
It's amazing, and it's so like when you ask then of like, do you think it forms anything in me of like I think I can now. I spot characters quite well to like write stand up about. Like I spot those almost like caricatures, and I'm sure I'm sure you can do that wherever you grow up. But I think village life, it's almost like one big brother house. So you have certain characters in certain, you've got the nosy old woman who runs both the Girl Guides, the Panel Wives, the Mothers Union and the WI.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who knows all the gossip. Then you've also got like my dad's friend Joe, who only speaks in like vowels because he's so Yorkshire. Doesn't talk to his wife. Like it's very it's very, very specific traits.
There's always the family that won't give your ball back.
Yeah, 100%. Every single house that backed onto the park had a gate where they could go from the garden into the park. Because of course you would. If you backed onto a park, you're going to be like, yeah, I'd love to be able to. And then there was one house that didn't. And yeah, if you kicked your ball back there, you could be like, you could hear them in the garden being like, no. Just like,
it's so cruel.
Yeah, like one small Berlin Wall. Just never know. We'll never know.
So spotting kind of characters,
yeah,
village life is good for that.
I guess because you bump into the same people all the time. Like you have to. Like I guess if you grow up in a city, it's something I definitely clocked when I went to uni and started living with people who'd grown up in like Birmingham and places.
Yeah,
like you grew up around much more like diversity, obviously, and you grew up around a lot more. Different people on different days, whereas village life, you would see the same people doing their routine at the same time every day. It was
Truman Show.
Yeah, it was Truman Show.
Yeah,
everybody would leave at the same time for the same train to Leeds. Like
yeah.
The same people would park where you're not meant to park on a street rather than using the car park because the street was free. And the same neighbours would put post-it notes on their cars saying, this street is not a car park. Like, just really, really petulant.
Street is not a car park.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah that's very petulant.
Really, like, honestly, there was a bloke who used to go and he bought a speed camera, like one that you can, I don't know where he attained it from, but he was sort of like very Neighbourhood Watch vibe. His name was Howard, and he used to go and stand at the top of the hill. And it might not even have been a real camera, but he did it to stop people speeding. I think he was just pretending he had a camera. Like, that's the kind of people you have in the village.
Under a cloth.
Yeah, like a Victorian with a clicker.
Of course, the stereotype of growing up in a village, and almost like anywhere outside London, to be honest, is that it's friendly.
Yeah.
London is just a place where everyone is unfriendly and unkind and unhelpful, and you go anywhere else and everyone's really friendly. Do you think that there's something in that? Because I'm just thinking of your act now.
Yeah.
And I think we warm to you when we watch you. Like, immediately you're friendly.
Yeah.
It's not like your act is,
I'm not
we
high
can
status.
get worked up. Not high status, and yes, you can get worked up, but it's not a kind of aggressive act. You're friendly. We like you.
I think you're right. Like, obviously, it is a cliche of like London being quite scary for the northern folk, but it is also true. Like, watching my dad in London is a sitcom in itself. Like,
that's fantastic.
He can't cope with it, and he hates how nobody says hello. And it's like, but they don't know your dad. Like, everybody says hello in panel because you grew up with them. Like, and you know where they live, and you buy meat off their dad at the butcher, and you get your hair cut by their mum at the hairdresser. Like, everybody knows everyone.
Yeah.
Whereas, so I think
that's a great defence of London, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that next time someone slags it off. You go, yeah, but no one knows you. Why would they be saying hello?
No, it's so silly. Everyone goes, "Oh, London's really unfriendly," and I'm like, because it's not a village. It's a massive European capital. Like, it's huge.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely using that.
It would be weird if you did go on the escalator on the tube and said hello to everybody coming the other way.
Horrific.
People would be like, back off, mate.
Well, there are people that do that, and they're nuts.
Yeah, you're told to keep looking at the floor when they get on the tube.
Exactly.
That's my dad.
Yeah. So we got your kind of home life. What's your bedroom? What's your?
Oh my God.
Who are you as a kid? Who is Maisie as a kid?
Like,
you talked about your surroundings. But
I don't think my bedroom massively aligned with actually who I was, though. I think it was a projection of who I thought I was.
Right.
So I would. Well, that's not true. It went in two very specific directions, Seann. The moment I had my bedroom, and the sort of agency to decorate it how I wanted, it was band posters and music.
Brilliant.
That was the first thing. And then...
Hang on, no, I'm not letting you continue that without telling us which bands.
Oh, sure. Well, indie and like living half an hour from Leeds Fest. So it was a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers were like a huge, huge part of growing up. Foo Fighters, Kings of Leon.
Oh, I got, yeah.
Like
I
that
got
sort
you.
of like American indie, and then that real British drainpipe jeans, studded belt, Converse, playing your guitar high up here.
Yeah.
Sort of the Vaccines, the Maccabees.
The
Wombats. Do you remember the Wombats? Any of those guys who wore like too much hairspray and a side fringe?
Maccabees.
Yeah, great stuff.
Did you go to? I was off topic. But
Yeah.
did you go to their
No,
reunion?
I didn't. I know, but I heard wonderful things.
One of the best shows I've ever been to.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I loved growing up so close to Leeds Fest because you could just.
Yeah.
We'd go for Wednesday to Monday every year, just like in a shit tent.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So indie, I interrupted you to talk about the festival.
In indie, loads of indie, like at the height of British noughties.
Yeah.
And then like something in my brain, and we all know what it was puberty, clicked, and it was boys on my wall, and not just like normal posters of like, that's a poster of Zac Efron or Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
There'd be a couple of those, but this is so bad. Heat magazine used to do a thing called Torso of the Week. Right, no, listen.
Oh, God.
And these pictures would range from like publicity shots.
Can I just tell you, I think this is important, men are not objects.
They're not objects.
All right, Maisie?
Honestly, my wall, it's like, it was perverted. Like, if a boy had the wall that I had of women, you'd be like, well, he's obviously going to become an incel.
Torso of the week.
It's Heat's fault, not mine. Heat's torso of the week. So sometimes the torsos would be like a publicity shot of Taylor Lautner from Twilight, you know, like him staring down the camera, tanned, ripped. And then other weeks it would be like somebody on a jog, like a paparazzi. I remember I had one of Derek Hough, the guy from Dancing with the Stars. Do you remember? He briefly dated Cheryl Cole for a minute.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so
you're
now
absolutely
Joel
right
Dommett
to not
would be
know.
on it. Joel would be on that.
Probably.
Yeah, he probably has been on that.
I can't even. I don't want to entertain the thought I might have had Joel Dommett on my wall. I can't. But it was, and they were meticulous. So they were all A4. So they'd be here, and then the next one. So it was like a grid, like a crossword of.
That's so funny.
Like,
it almost looked like Instagram.
Yes.
Like if you
Yes. A grid of torsos across an entire wall. And then this wall would be like music, and then it kept building and building, and also because I'd had it for so long, some of them were like from when I was 15.
Right.
You could see my evolution of crushes. Do you know what I mean? Like it would have started with your kind of NSYNC boy banders.
Yeah, Babyface, and then they get badder and badder.
It would have been like Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Like in his baby era.
Yeah.
And then it was ending with like the guys from Geordie Shore.
Yeah.
Wearing those like really low, tight vests, holding them up to be like, yeah. A really problematic bedroom, I think is the way I would describe it.
I liked it. I really liked that bedroom.
Yeah.
I like to think that you've not changed, and that is
it's still got it. Can you imagine? It would be the kind of thing that would go viral on Rightmove, wouldn't it? Someone would be like, who lives here? It's just a gridded wall of men's torsos. Like, that just screams like serial killer. Like I'm eyeing them up to...
Yeah. Yeah, so we forgive you. We forgive you.
Yeah.
So you were a teen.
Yeah.
You were going through things.
Yeah, feeling things.
And you needed torsos.
I needed torsos. I'm so psychopath. It's like, and I'll sew them all together to create the perfect man. It's awful. Awful.
Sorry to interrupt the show. It's me, Sean. Just to say, if you haven't already, tickets are still available for my tour. This is Torture. It's a spring tour. We're all over the country. I'm afraid there aren't any Scottish dates yet, but they will come. I'm sure you can head over to seannwalsh.com and all the shows and tickets are there. It's selling really well. I'm really pleased. It'd be great to see you there. Cheers. So that's your room.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Like, to look at, I was really tall, really quick.
Okay.
Really tall. Both my parents are like 6 foot. I was really tall, really quick, and that's the first thing I can remember being very sort of aware of.
My missus had that, and
really,
and she still talks about it. She hated it.
Yeah.
It made her really, really self-conscious.
I think it's a thing of like, boys want a growth spurt first. Like, they want to be tall and, you know, filling out straight away. I was like, all of the things you didn't want out of puberty, of like, shot up, way taller than all the boys or anybody in my class, no tits, still waiting for them to come in. Just very like, oh God, what's happening? But my mum and dad have always been very positive. Like, my mum was like, being tall is great. It means you're going to be great at sport. And I did love my sport and everything. And she, you know, we'd go to gigs and she'd be going, see, being tall's great because you can always see and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's good for like, it's good for like this 2 hours now. But at the school disco, it does still feel like I'm that one tall tree in a forest of bushes.
Do people comment on that kind of thing?
I still get it now, sure. Like, people go, the
I
one
don't
thing,
even think
the
of
one,
you. How tall are you?
5'11". The one thing people come up to me and say is,
posture.
"Oh, you're taller in real life."
Oh God, that right? Yeah,
and
that.
you want to be like, that's because on all the shows you've seen me on, I'm sat down
behind a desk. Yeah. Right.
So I'd say that was it, and then very kind of like, well, I think a lot
That's
of
annoying because what I'm just figuring out is
Yeah.
that you're self-conscious, but But also you're taller, so you can't. It's like you're self-conscious about the thing that is making you more visible.
Yes, yeah, totally.
Than anything else.
And then crucially as well, the fashion at the time was a very look at me fashion. Do you know what I
Which
mean?
one
It
was that?
well, big chunky studded belts, where you'd like pull the studs out.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
stuff.
I had that belt.
Bright colours, so like bright red Chuck Taylor Converses, and then a sort
So
of
kind of like it's like emo time.
Little
slightly.
bit emo, yeah. There were emos in my school. I wouldn't have called myself an emo at school, but definitely like sweepy side fringes.
Yeah,
and,
that.
Heavy eye makeup.
Yes, yeah.
But I wasn't listening to My Chemical Romance.
Fine.
I thought that was all a bit much. Do you know what I mean? A bit much for me.
Too far.
They just came across a bit dweeby to me, which is insane given how I looked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This 6'14" going a bit dweeby to My Chemical Romance. Bit of a nerd.
Yeah. Why don't they get pictures of men's torsos? Stick them on the wall.
That
Losers.
would make them cooler.
Yeah. So yeah, being tall, you still have that now.
Yeah.
Are there any kind of again? Are there any effects to that roll on? Like, sometimes, I'm not putting this on you, I don't think I have this. I like to think I don't have this, but sometimes, like, I've heard people say comedy is almost like a kind of, not revenge, but it's an answer to something. It's like, you're being picked on, and then one day you get to be on stage, and
yeah,
if you're, does it feel like that? You're being self-conscious, and then
I think comedy is me doing now professionally what I learned to do as a kid, which is go, this is what I am, laugh about it rather than pretend it's not happening, like put a funny spin on it. So like, and I think I was very lucky that like my parents were very funny about being tall and kind of gave me like confidence that it was fine, and actually
so
like but and then I would make.
I know what else are they going to do?
I would like make jokes about being like really, really fucking tall, and then
it's exactly what a comic. If you look at the.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't know because you started off with our sets, but with most people on the open mic circuit, the first thing, when
they walk
I
on stage and
started,
go, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah,
so and so's looking well.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And that would be
address
how
the elephant in the room.
You dress the elephant in the room, and you get that out of the way, and you're already doing
that's so
you're
true.
kind of doing that with tall jokes.
And I think that's what I think people are talking about when you said earlier about what some people think comedy is, of like it's you getting revenge. I think sometimes it's that thing of you say it before somebody else does.
Absolutely.
Because then you have agency on it. So if I've gone in and gone, yeah, I'm tall, or what can I tell you about it? Like, definitely my early material when I started on the circuit was about like being tall. Like, just because I thought, well, that's what people will think about me.
Yeah.
And it's so silly because actually I'm not weirdly tall. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't know.
Like if I was Amazonian, you'd go, oh yeah, that's a good bit. But it's a bit like, and we'll have seen it, Sean, but like on the open mic circuit when somebody who's just got like brown hair and glasses and they come on and they're like, know what you're thinking? Harry Potter's looking well. You're like, you look nothing like Harry Potter. You've just got glasses and dark hair.
Were you doing it when this was happening? when a man would be wearing a checkered shirt and then you'd have to make a joke about Brokeback Mountain?
No, God,
if you're just
really?
wearing like a checkered. Anyone wearing a checkered shirt.
So you must be a gay cowboy.
Exactly. It's because in their head they were trying to stop exactly that heckle. It's a gay cowboy.
Better address the elephant in the room.
No, there was no elephant in the room. You put an elephant in the room that wasn't there.
Also, like, I'm imagining they're probably going, I know what you're thinking, it's the guys from Brokeback Mountain, and then go into a set that's not remotely about being gay or anything. Yeah. It's just about them and their office job.
Yeah, exactly.
In Croydon.
Yeah.
We're leaving the gay cowboy now, are we? Okay. Yeah.
So in a sense, it's like were you using humour to deflect?
Oh,
the fact
yeah, it's deep.
It's deep. It's heavy. It's thought provoking.
I think
really.
I was definitely like, I've heard you talk about this as well. Like, I definitely was that person in my group where I wanted to make people laugh, and that was like my currency. Like, that was my place in the group, was making people laugh.
Okay, so you weren't necessarily the class clown, but the kind of group clown, if you will.
Yeah,
right.
And I loved more than anything getting a laugh. Like, if I could have my mates in stitches, that was better than like that would make my day at school rather than any result I got or like attention from a boy. That like none of that paled in comparison to like making somebody like cry with laughter.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
And that's not gone away, as I imagine the same
Thank
for you.
God.
Yeah, like it's still really, that's my favourite thing to do.
If you excuse me, I'll just talk about myself for
Of
1
course.
second. But I don't have that much in real life at all now,
Really?
because I get to kind of save that for the stage. I love doing that on stage. I don't.
Oh yeah, I don't mean like being on all the time, but you know, if like ever you go, I don't know, if ever you go, like if you go to a wedding and you're sat next to somebody that you don't know, and you get to make them laugh, I love that. I'm like, oh God, yeah, I'm that fun guest.
That's so good. I just want to find the person that is also hating being there.
Yeah.
Yours is a lot more positive than mine.
I'm at weddings having the gig of my life.
Yeah. Exactly. So
it's normal to give them your business card and tour dates at the end of a wedding.
yeah, the QR code. Just scan that, mate. See you later.
God.
Okay, all right, yeah. So enjoyed being the funny one. People thought you were the funny one. That's that's wonderful. And I don't imagine at that age that the comedy is coming into that. You're just a funny kid in the group. You're not thinking I could be the next whoever it is.
No, but I loved making people laugh, and I loved. I mean, again, very lucky, but my parents were really funny. Really funny.
Do you have siblings?
I've got a little brother.
Right, sorry.
I've got a little brother.
On,
He's quite funny, but I think my parents are. They used to. My mum can tell a story brilliantly, but one thing, and I think this is definitely a village life thing, probably because I think this was born out of like if they wanted to gossip about people in the village, if they were stood outside, there was a high chance you could get heard.
This is great.
So my mum and dad had like nicknames, like
Shut
code
up.
Code names for people. Right, I'm just going to reel them off. We had foam tits, splodgenessa bounds, weird Welshies, pants up your bottom, crossbow Carla, Howard the Tool, guacamole. It like really. Yeah.
Can you remember why guacamole? That's really got me.
She had a lot of moles.
What?
She had a lot of moles. So it was like moly. What's that from? Moly.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, and then it was guacamole, moly.
No!
So sometimes you'd hear. I mean, it's terrible, but like.
Oh God, that's so funny.
My mum would be doing putting the washing up in the garden, and my dad might be gardening, and that you'd hear sentences like, "Oh God, I had to avoid guacamole in at the bus stop today because if you get chatting with her, then she'll invite you round to Foam Tits's do." And of course, you can't go round to Foam Tits's because they don't get on with the weird Welshies, and then there's Crossbow Carla to think about. I'm
angry at myself for not applying this way of thinking
it's really
to my
good.
own life, and I'm now.
Yeah.
This is fun. I'm loving this, Maisie, because I'm going to steal that.
It's really good, and
well.
It's really handy. It's really handy. Me and my husband, we've just moved out of like a flat where you can hear everybody in the flat.
Yeah,
so we were employing the same things. We were doing nicknames, and I do think it's great. I do think it's great. And even now, like I when I go back to the village, I'm looking for Crossbow Carla. Like I just look at like her name's not even Carla. Her name's not Carla.
Oh.
Just it was a woman that used to do the same. She was like in her mid-20s, I think, and she used to do the same walk through the village. But she walked. You know when people walk and they don't swing their arms.
Oh yeah.
So she walked with both hands, like sort of Hannibal Lecter-y, and she'd walk. And she had sort of Courtney Love straggly long blonde hair. And my mum just always used to like if we drove past her, she'd be like, "Oh, she gives me the creeps." And I think my mum said she's the kind of person who, like in a film, one day out of nowhere attacks an entire group of people with a crossbow. Like sort of we need to talk about Kevin vibes.
Yeah.
So that was Crossbow Carla. We don't even know her name.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love those kind of extras you get in life where you don't, like you say, you don't know their names, but they're part of the mise en scène. They're part of the set.
Yeah, totally.
They're kind of your Gumphers from Friends if you didn't know Gumpher's name.
Absolutely.
They're just there.
Background characters. And now it's really tricky. Like if I go back to my village and go into the shop and somebody's like, "Oh, hello," I don't know their real name. I just know that my mum used to call her Foam Tits. So I'm like, "Oh, hi, it's been so for long. It's been for long time."
All right, so we got that you love being funny, but
Yeah.
as of yet, there's not a sense of I suppose a performer as such. So before we get to that, you know the quote Aristotle says that give me a child until the age of 7 and I will show you the foundations of the man.
Oh.
Right? And so what I wonder is, does Aristotle see 7-year-old Maisie and know where this kid's going to end up? Do you think?
I think so.
Retrospectively.
I think so. I don't think I thought I was this person 0 to 7. And then recently, like, my parents moved house and they did that thing of, like, giving me all of my stuff from my childhood, being like, this is yours now, we're done with it.
That's like an Edinburgh show.
Yeah. I mean, but it was quite funny because they had these old, like, from when they first got a video camera, and Mum's just sort of, like, filming around, like, anything, you know, Christmas morning or, like, a party or whatever. And the whole time I am asking, can I have a look at the camera? Can I have a look at the camera? And it's not even that I want to be on camera. I just want to see. I want a bit of, like, I want to control. I want to know. I want to be in charge of who sees what.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite indicative of both being a stand-up, but also my personality now. Like, a lack of control is terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to know where I am, what time, who's, like, I sort of, even now with my, like, with my work, I don't sort of like external input. Do you know what I mean? Like, even
interesting.
Even I mean, this is
a lot of comics don't. I mean, that is definitely part of the reason that we're attracted to, I think.
Yeah, because this sounds terrible. It feels very like pulling the ladder up after me. But, like, when I go on tour, I was told I had the budget for either a tour support or a tour manager, and I went with tour manager because I don't like the fact that somebody could go on before me at my tour show and maybe have a bad gig and I can't control it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, no,
That's
I want to be in total control of the whole night.
That's right.
So I think that's definitely, like, and all of my school reports up to 7 as well were, like, very kind of, she wants to know what's happening all the time.
Your parents like that?
Yeah, my mum is.
Yeah.
My mum and dad are very opposite people.
Okay,
my mum's
cool.
loud, outgoing, meticulous, organised. My dad is just sailing through life. Things sort of happen to him.
Right.
He's very chilled.
Oh, lovely.
Kind of, doesn't get in a tiz about things.
Do you get in a tiz about things?
Yeah, I take after mum, my brother takes after my dad.
The getting in a tiz about things, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's also that's expressed in your stand-up as well. Yeah.
Overthink, like, overanalyze,
yes,
overcomplicate. Yeah.
From my point of view, having a support actually gives me control because it lets me see what the room is. Whereas you're going out, you have no idea about how high you're about to jump from. And if I have a support, I will know how high I've got to.
Really?
What I've got to jump off.
That's interesting. And it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like, when you say it, I think I would still be going, though, like, yeah, but that's what the room's been like to that act, and I've got a different...
No, totally. Absolutely. It's just your preference. And what I do not like.
Yeah.
A difference. So, you know, like Manford.
Yeah.
Wonderful Jason Manford.
Yeah.
Look, Jason has, like, all these different support acts.
Oh my God, it's
are you mad?
Yeah.
So that person's going to kind of do that style with that room.
Yeah.
And then the other person's going to go on and now... And then maybe they're not as good as the last one.
I think it was like,
oh God, I can't.
So did you do them as well for Manford?
No.
I did them like 3-4 years ago, and I remember he would just be like, "Oh, you're right. I had so and so last night as my tour support," and I'd be like, "They're nothing like me." It'd be like,
yeah. That's
like
what I mean.
A bloke in his mid-40s doing musical comedy.
yeah.
And then the next night, me. And then the next night, a character.
Yeah.
Like, I
couldn't handle that.
I couldn't do that.
You go, what's that doing to your show? You might not. That might be affecting the show.
But also, I remember, like, before Jason went on stage, he'd be just like, kind of chilled backstage, maybe like watching a bit of football on his phone.
Yeah.
Very kind of chilled and in control. Stroll out, smash the gig. Whereas I am listening from the side of the stage, already going, well, that person on the front row looks like they're at the wrong show. Well, that person's probably going to hate me. Like,
Secure. So you're secure.
Really secure, really
secure.
chilled. Just a laid back gal, that's me. Yeah.
Okay, right. So when did the perform? At what point did wanting to perform creep in? Is that school?
Yeah, school for sure. And I liked kind of your classic thing of I liked being in school plays, and I liked performing. I liked standing in front of a crowd and the attention being on you. If I'm being totally honest.
No, that's wonderful and good.
Yeah.
Personally, I want my performers to be, even though I am one myself, I still have a preference for. I love when the performer wants to be up there and that's where they could be anywhere in the world. That's where they want to be.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic to hear. Did your parents did anyone take you to the theatre?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this is what it's
Massively.
so interesting to me that, because then you get the idea of,
Yeah.
oh, well, I want to be up.
Yeah.
I want to be doing what I'm loving watching.
My dad took me to theatre. My mum took me to gigs. Like, my mum loves music. So she would take me from a really young age to all sorts of stuff. And she's got really eclectic taste. So one minute we'd be going and seeing a well-known band at Manchester Arena. The next minute she'd be taking me to some room above a pub to see, like, some folk band from the 70s who were just sort of hanging on for dear life. And that was amazing. It was the same with my dad. Like, he would go, do you want to go and see this? And sometimes it was, a well-known play, like an Alan Bennett play at Harrogate Theatre.
Yeah.
And then the next minute he'd be like, should we go and see this? It's an Amdram production of a new piece of writing. And it would be dog shit, but it would be great.
Yeah, right.
It would be great. No offence, Amdram. Some Amdram is good. But we went and saw loads of shite as well.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
yeah.
great because it just kind of, I think subconsciously, I didn't think it at the time. At the time, we'd come out pissing ourselves going, that was rubbish.
Yeah.
But it put something in me of like, you can give it a go. You can go and do something and it might not be good, but do it. Like, take a chance. I'd rather go and see shit theatre than not go and see theatre.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Or I'd rather go and see a gig and think, that music weren't for me. Or they're not great live, they're better on the record.
Yeah.
But I'd still rather go. I'd still rather go and see it. And I still feel like that now. Like, if I watch comedy, if I see a new comedian, like, I love it when you spot a new comedian and they're brilliant. You go, oh my God, smashing. I also quite like going and seeing gigs where some people aren't for me. And you go, oh, great. Like, it makes me think more about my stuff of like, oh, you can take a chance with that. And it might not win everybody over, but there's loads of people doing comedy that isn't winning everybody over. But there's people for it.
Yeah.
I think just like opening my... They opened my eyes a lot, definitely.
Yeah, that's... I think it's because I'm... as a parent now, you kind of I feel the... I think, anyway, the significance of those things, which is why I got so excited when I asked it.
Though, but I think it's like...
that you got to see, especially when you're taking it at a low level.
Yeah.
Well, all right, you don't have to dream, I'm going to be a star.
Yeah.
But I can just do it.
I think it would be really awful if all you ever saw was West End productions of theatre. I think it's really important that you go or like you only ever see bands, at big festivals. If your only concerts you've gone to see are like Elton John at Glastonbury, you need to sometimes go and see like quite a bad Battle of the Bands concert.
Yeah.
I think it's also a bit like you and I like our football. I think it's almost like
I just sorry to pick you up on it. I don't really like football. I just love QPR.
You just love QPR.
It's a really weird.
But QPR is a great example here of not every week, respectfully. Not every week is QPR are having an Elton John at Glastonbury. Sometimes they're having a Battle of the Bands, and I think it's really important. Like. But that's the thing. If to use that analogy, some people's perception of football is only going to see England at, the Euro.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to sort of have your world opened to the spectrum.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
And I think I was quite glad that I got that for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. It's wonderful to hear as well. So they've taken you to these shows and
Yep.
and then you've gone, I want that to be me.
Yeah, I liked watching it, and then I really liked being on stage, as I say, in like plays and stuff. And then
what we're talking, year 7?
Yeah, like year 7, I'd joined like the drama club. You couldn't do drama at my school until GCSE, so it was just an after-school drama club that the drama teacher ran, because the younger kids couldn't do it, and I absolutely loved it. And there was 2 things I basically just loved when I was a kid, and that was like theatre club and football. So I would go to my football team, like we'd train and then play a game, train once a week and then play on a weekend. And theatre, I'd go twice a week, to one in Leeds and one in Harrogate. I just absolutely loved it. Like, really looked for. I can remember being sat in like science, thinking like, oh, it's theatre club tonight. Like,
oh no, I love
absolutely
that.
like buzzing for
that.
it. And I very quickly put like hyper focused on the stuff I loved and completely dropped the stuff I didn't like. If I wasn't good at it and I didn't enjoy it, like maths, science, I wasn't naughty as a kid, but I wouldn't switch on.
Yeah.
I'd just sort of be like, whatever.
But English was there. You liked English.
I like English. I like drama.
So you like reading?
PE. Yeah. I like books.
A lot of comedians.
Loved a lot of books actually. Like,
I'm very jealous of that.
Yeah, read a lot of novels and
yeah, I think helped to stand up.
Probably to some extent of like storytelling, yeah.
Well, you know, I've nearly been going 20 years now over your 7, which is fucking mad to me. I feel like you've been
going 20 years?
19 years. I
That's
feel like
bonkers.
You've been like almost going that whole time. That's so strange.
That's mad.
But it took me a long time to realise how much, you know, this sounds so stupid,
but
now.
It's true.
But rely on words and the use of language, and
Yeah.
I was going off. I didn't read or anything.
Yeah.
And I was just going. It was like pure kind of instinct.
Yeah.
And then getting older and realise the main tool here
is words. I saw a really good video the other day after like the very sad passing of Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, he's very funny on Instagram, called Jack Remington, and he put this video out because his favourite show is Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just want this fact to be more in the open about Catherine O'Hara. And I thought it was amazing, because that is one of the funniest performances, I think, in like modern sort of sitcoms, Catherine O'Hara in Schitt's Creek. And he was telling this fact that Catherine O'Hara bought like 3 dictionaries for like 3 thesauruses, that were all about like preposterous words, like words that you'd never normally hear in usual kind of vocabulary. And she'd go through the script and look at her lines and see if she could swap out a word like, oh, that's ridiculous, and instead of ridiculous, swap it out for a word that you've never heard of before, but is and it therefore gave her character, Moira Rose, this really specific voice and sort of eccentricity that it wouldn't have otherwise had. And I was like, that was so interesting to me, and I was like, that I think so many stand-ups can relate to, of like, how can I take this quite mundane story and like hyperextend every element of it, both like what happened, but also like just the wording of it. I think there's an episode of Inside Number 9 where Reece Shearsmith is in a comedy duo and they say something like, never say biscuit, say Garibaldi. Like, do you know what I mean? Be specific. It's all of those things of like, obviously he's in a comedy duo. In the episode he's
don't worry.
They're in like a cannon and ball thing. But yeah, definitely. I think maybe reading helps.
So reading, English lit, and then you're doing drama. And so it strikes me that like you're part of a football team, and then you're part of a drama, and you're part of a group. You're quite a sociable.
I was
kid then.
Quite a few people have like brought this up of like how, you know, a football kid also into drama and that sort of thing. But like, my school, and again, I didn't realise this until I left, but my school was really good for that of it wasn't like jocks and nerds. You could be like, one of my best friends now, Luke, he was in the chamber choir and also on the football A team. Like,
right, cool.
It was quite of, you know, you could do what you wanted and it wasn't, it didn't affect your standings at school, you know, your status.
That's very nice.
It was quite nice for that. But yeah, drama was definitely it. And then I started to clock, like, as I did GCSE drama and you could do plays, I just always got cast, and I bet you were the same, got cast as the funny person. Like, I can remember doing Macbeth for a GCSE bit, and we had to perform a segment of it. And I remember thinking, now I would be like, I would call it was like having one long bad gig. But like, just finding it so boring of like every line I say, nothing happens. There's no like laugh or there's no like, thing that you're setting up. And that just didn't. I liked being on stage, but I much preferred it when I could say a line and you could hear the audience laughing, and you were like, "Great, I know I'm doing it." Maybe it's that control thing again of like, "Oh, I know I'm doing a good job." Whereas if you play bloody Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, you don't know if you've done a good job until the end when people clap or not. And even then, they kind of have to clap because it's the end. Whereas if you're the funny nurse coming in, and you can be doing something a bit weird with your character, you can get little giggles from the audience. I loved all that.
Well, do you know what you've reminded me of? Many, many years ago, open mic level.
Yeah.
I started at the same time.
You did a set as Macbeth.
I did Macbeth. Yeah, they went into it.
They didn't go for it. You can't get them all shot.
But I was at open mic level with Ted Lasso's Brett Goldstein.
Oh yeah.
And I remember he had been doing a play. I don't know what play, and he was doing his like return gig to a gig I was doing, and he was there. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I've just been doing a play," and he said, "Yeah, I love stand up. I mean, like the thrill from stand up, it's not." You get a thrill from doing a play, but it's not the same. And I was like, what's the thrill from the play? I said, exactly that.
Yeah.
How do you know you're storming the play?
How do you know you're doing well?
Do you want to know how? This is what he told me.
What did he say?
Because it's silent.
What? So like pin drop silence in a play context is the equivalent of proper roofing laughter.
People, like crying.
Like the thigh slapping, when you can hear that.
Fucking please stop!
You
please.
want the silence. I suppose that's true, actually, because if it's a bit naff, you can hear shuffling in the seats.
And all of that. But I just thought...
Sighs.
The sighs.
Yeah.
I don't
want that.
Silent.
Yeah.
Smashed it.
Yeah.
Could have had a pin drop.
Oh, God.
Absolutely smashed
Just coming home going, 0 decibels tonight.
That's the end of part 1 with my chat with Maisie. If you want part 2, you can get that immediately over on patreon.com/classclown. All you have to do is hit the link in the episode description for that. And as always, I ask you to please hit the like button and let us know your thoughts on the episode in the comments. Also, remember for new listeners, new viewers, we've got tons of episodes in the backlog. Ramesh Ranganathan, Joanne McNally, Laura Smith, Boy George, Jill Scott, Stuart Lee, many, many more that aren't flying into my head right now. Go back and listen to them and leave a comment and like, and make sure you subscribe. That's all from me. I've been Seann Walsh, and see you next week on Class Clown.